Hi everyone, today we'll cook a nice curry butternut squash. So we have a medium butternut squash, half an onion, spring onions, three garlic cloves, around three, yeah, a chili pepper, some coconut milk, about a glass or about half of a can that usually coconut milk comes in, tomato paste or tomato puree, nice and red. And we have some curry, about 2 tablespoons flat. Same with red curry, about some jeera cumin powder, and of course salt and pepper. So now we're going to cut the butternut squash vertically. This makes it easier to peel and then remove the seeds when we will cut it horizontally, the last part piece as well. So we remove the edges first and then we cut it this way. It's nice and orangey inside. Looks very yummy and sweet. So we peel like this and then we cut into pieces or chunks, or just try to keep everything at the same, around the same size. We need to remove the seeds as well, and usually whether it's fruit or vegetables, the around the seeds is where you find the sweetest and softest pieces. We're chopping the onions. We're going to grind the garlic. It's much easier this way. Chopping the spring onions and the chili pepper. Now, except the spring onions, everything else we put together in a bowl. This already starts smelling really nice. So now slowly we are putting the chopped onion, the garlic and the chili in the pot where the oil has been warming up, and we start to stir. When the garlic and the onion and the chili pepper start warming up and simmering, the kitchen is going to start smelling really, really nice. I think these are basic ingredients that you should always have in your kitchen. Now we are going to add the powders, the pepper and the salt. And this will add to the flavor and the smell of your kitchen. At this point, things start smelling really good. And just don't forget to keep stirring, because if you're using gas, it's really, really powerful. I am using it, and it's really, really powerful, and it's really, really easy to kind of burn everything. So make sure you always have a low fire, and then if you need to increase it, then just do it gradually. It's best if it takes you a bit more time, and then you're safe. Then use high levels of heat, and then things get burned and you have to do it all over again. So at this point we're going to add the tomato paste. This adds texture, this adds the sweet tomato flavor. It adds a little bit of color as well, but that's not the most important thing. We want it to become a very nice puree where everything is cooking. As you can see, I keep stirring again and again and again. I want this to mix very well, and then as you can see, sometimes I'm like pressing it down to the bottom of the pot, because I want to make sure that everything will get cooked. So I'm just stirring and I'm pressing, I'm stirring and I'm pressing. Yeah, I know it might look a bit restless. Hey, I do it. You can also see my lovely apron on the side of the pot. That was not supposed to happen, but hey. So yeah, just keep stirring. After a while, you're going to add the butternut squash. Now you're gonna have to leave this simmer for at least 10 to 15 minutes. And with the butternut squash, you have to be very careful because once it starts getting softer, it can get too soft very quickly. You need to be very careful because you don't want it to be a puree basically. You want the chunks to be there when you put it on the plate after you're done cooking. You don't want it to be like a soup. Well, maybe you do, but you know. So be careful, you need to keep stirring. If necessary, take a fork and as you're cooking, just use a fork to see if it started getting soft. Now, about 10 minutes later, you can start. You can add the coconut milk. Like I said, this is although it's for me the flavor, half of the flavor lies in the coconut milk. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. Just add a little bit of plain milk and lots of water. Again, I added a little bit of water here too, because the coconut milk is a bit thicker. It's a bit thick, so I wanted to be able to stir everything easier. And I want to check how much water and coconut milk there is because I don't want it to be too much. So from what you can see here, it does not cover everything, but I kind of want it to cover everything because I need it to be boiling so I can cook every piece, because I don't want half of the pieces of the coconut butternut squash to be cooked and then half of the pieces not to be cooked. So here I added some mushrooms that I found in my fridge. I love mushrooms, especially with curry, and so I just said, hey, let me add them. Just, protein for me. So yeah, just keep stirring everything until the things start to boil a bit. Make sure that everything goes in the nice paste that's now made of coconut milk, tomato puree, the powders, and of course the onions and garlic and the chili. So you want everything to go in there and mix very well. Every single piece you want it to have that nice, rich flavor of that thick sauce that we created. Then, when everything is mixed well, add water. I already added water here, so you can see that everything is nearly covered. Now, as you're cooking, you'll find that you might add a little bit of more water, depending on how you want it. And here is the finished plate. I added some spring onions. I'm adding some feta cheese that I kind of crushed, which is salty, and it complements the sweet butternut squash taste amazingly. Trust me. If you can, just get some feta cheese. It's just gonna taste amazing. Plus, it looks really amazing too. So this is the recipe. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know how it went. Bye!